Broadnax in his 10th season. As you take a look at a young squad that he's got, nobody in double figures, as he's got a team that is playing 18 road games this year, and he is trying to reload the coffers of his basketball program at Savannah State and get some experience heading into the MEAC schedule. And there's Johnny Jones, 15 years as a D1 coach, but tonight could be his 50th win as LSU head coach. And Joe Dean, that is as formidable a lineup as he has had to start things off.
Well, he's got two brand new guards in Keith Hornsby, Josh Gray, the junior college All-American from a year ago. But this team runs through Jordan Mickey and Jarrell Martin, two big guys who are extremely talented here at LSU and has a chance, Dave Baker, to lead them to a special season this year.
Patrick Evans, Vladimir Voyard total. Our officials working with Anthony Jordan, our lead referee. LSU in the home white, Savannah State in the road orange, and we are playing in the SEC.
LSU defensively has gotten a lot better, holding their opponents the last 4 games to only 62 points a game. Johnny Jones is very pleased with the development of the defense. They've started out tonight man-to-man.
Starting out is one thing that this LSU team has not done well this year, and that's something we and the LSU head coach will keep his eye on. We just see the problems those big guys cause inside, but nice patience. And Sadiq Muhammad gets the first bucket of the game.
LSU much bigger than Savannah State, but Savannah State extremely quick, and they're going to try to take advantage of the quickness.
And we'd like to welcome those of you who have been watching Missouri and Lipscomb here to the PMAC, the Pete Maravich Assembly Center on the campus of LSU. The Tigers looking to win their 8th straight as they open up conference play next
year final. Now more SEC plays. We take you down to Baton Rouge for Savannah State and LSU.
Ladies and gentlemen, the University of Missouri.
And we'd like to welcome those of you who have been watching Missouri and Lipscomb here to the PMAC, the Pete Maravich Assembly Center on the campus of LSU. The Tigers looking to win their 8th straight as they open up conference play next week. Dave Baker, Jodine Jr., and our entire SEC Network crew. That is a tough drive, and much like they have in previous games, LSU falls behind early. That's Terrell Hall.
Savannah State wants to drive the basketball. We want to spread the floor.
Tigers have stayed in that zone defense. Boy, they go right down inside again. And there's Sadiq Muhammad. And LSU, for as well as they have played, once again falling behind early.
And again, the problem area for LSU the last year and a half coming into this season has been defense, handling ball penetration, drives to the basket. And already against a 3-9 Savannah State team, LSU struggling to shut down drives to the basket. There you see Terrell Hall right there just taking Josh Ray right to the backboard, uses the glass to get it in. And a good start for Horace Broadnax Tigers. One thing we know for sure tonight, the Tigers are going to win this game.
Yes, sir.
Look at the quickness here.
Here's Hall again. The other night against Southern Miss, LSU fell behind 8-1, and Johnny Jones had to take a timeout. He's still over there in the Johnny bench pose.
And the Southern Miss game, Dave, was that they were not going inside like they are right here to get started offensively. Good job of the high-low right there from Mickey inside to his partner, Jarrell Martin. Tonight, the problem has been on the defensive end. Shutting down straight-line drives on the bounce by Savannah State. Just locking down one-on-one and not allowing your dribbler to get to the lane. There they go again.
And once again, they're able to penetrate. And Muhammad missed that shot, but he's been fearless against those LSU bigs. After their first miss, Savannah State comes back with a steal, and they'll go to the line for 2.
Well, again, what you've got tonight is you've got a Power 5 team in LSU who is big, long, athletic up front. against a very small, inexperienced, young Savannah State team who is extremely quick. And Johnny Jones obviously concerned about the size advantage that he has, but giving up a little bit of the speed that Savannah State obviously has shown early in this game to take this 9-2 lead.
Gray committed to foul. Number 55, Brian Pearson, a 6'7", 230-pound junior from East Georgia State College, checks in to the Savannah State lineup, as does 00 Jamal Norman, young man from Savannah High School.
7 of the top 9 players for Horace Broadnack's Savannah State team are either freshmen or sophomores. So, young team. This is their 10th road game of the year. They've played at Louisville. They've played at Miami, Kansas State, Tulane, some really tough spots. And then here they are tonight in Baton Rouge, but playing extremely well early.
They're trying to get experience. And when you play in those tough spots, if you're a team like Savannah State, you get that really big check, too.
That's right. And, you know, that's really what a lot of this is about. I mean, Savannah State goes on the road in the non-conference to get guaranteed paychecks, as you mentioned, Dave, in order to fund their program, their scholarships, and their operating costs. So a lot of smaller, lower-level Division I schools do that with the big power conference teams.
Savannah State has not turned the basketball over. They've only missed one shot. And LSU has turned it over 4 times. There's another drive.
So you got a mismatch right there. Terrell Hall is a 6'1" senior. He's the only senior in the 9-man rotation for Savannah State, and he literally just drives right around 6'8" Jordan Mickey, an all-SEC performer who's a bit slow of foot coming out on the floor and trying to defend a 6'1" guard out there.
Hall back at the free throw line. There you see Trayvon Francis, 6'2", 175-pound freshman from Covington, Georgia, checking in to the Savannah State lineup, and Kalen Pinkett goes out. There's free throw miss in 4 chances for Savannah State, and LSU looking for just its second bucket of the game. Big mismatch inside there. And Mickey was pushed as he got position on Brian Pearson.
Yeah, and the slow start tonight, again, is on the defensive end. It was on the offensive end against Southern Miss where they were settling for jump shots, not taking advantage of their size with Mickey and Martin in the low post. But tonight they are just really struggling in the half-court defense, shutting down those quick Savannah State drives.
Tim Quarterman, 6'6", 187-pound sophomore, wearing number 55 into the LSU lineup. And Martin and Mickey going to work on the glass, but again, they can't finish.
Yeah, just kind of out of sorts a little bit. You know, it's a tough time of the year coming out of the holidays. School starts next week. This is a team that's 3-9. Savannah State coming in here. Obviously, LSU doesn't look as motivated as they will when they start conference play next week.
That was a motivated rebound by Jordan Mickey.
I'm sure they heard some choice words from Johnny Jones at that timeout about effort and creating energy and to get this crowd involved in the game.
A shot off the break by Hall.
One of the other things the Savannah State quickness does is it allows them to get back quickly on defense and shut down fast breaks by LSU. But nice penetration that time by Josh Gray, the junior college All-American who's from right here in the state of Louisiana, Lake Charles. He's the one that made the big game winner at West Virginia. West Virginia's only loss of the season so far.
Just the second LSU bucket of the game. Savannah State, 7 points off 4 LSU turnovers. And that's Alante Fenner.
One of the young guys on the team. He's a sophomore out of Lake Wales, Florida, is Fenner.
And Hornsby is called for the charge as he tries.
So LSU will have the ball out of bounds. And honestly, I'm not exactly sure.
Now, was that on the block charge?
It must have been. The only thing I can say is that the two officials had different calls. One had a block.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I haven't either. We'll have to clarify that at the next timeout.
I mean, I have seen double technicals.
Yeah.
Double flagrants.
I tell you, the next time out, we're going to get the officials over to explain that exactly, because I was not clear on what he was telling us, and he rushed his explanation because he had to obviously go get the ball back in play. But we'll find out. Stay tuned after the break. We'll have some breaking news here from Baton Rouge on the double personal foul.
If there was a double personal foul called on a block charge, the other thing that will break is Jay Billis's Twitter feed. The guardian of the block charge rule. There's Horace Broadnax, and you see Savannah State located in Savannah, Georgia. Remember the MEAC? Place where Shannon Sharp made his name.
Horace Broadnax, in his 10th year at Savannah State, he inherited a program that was 0-28.
Yeah, that's a rebuilding project.
That's a major rebuilding project. And, oh, by the way, in 2012, a few years later, he wins the MEAC championship. They lost, were upset in the tournament, but they did get a bid to the NIT. And he's done a nice job. A young man that played at Georgetown, as we've mentioned, on the 1984 Georgetown National Championship team under John Thompson. And that guy right there has a law degree from Florida State University and practiced law 3 years before he got into coaching.
First turnover of the night by his club, and it leads to the potential for an and one by Jordan Mickey.
Savannah State was trying to extend their pressure to the half court. LSU did a nice job of getting the ball down the sideline to Brian Bridgewater, and then the cut by Mickey right down the lane through the gap in the zone. And the pass by Bridgewater set Mickey up. Too big to stop for Savannah State, and he gets a chance at a conventional three-point play.
Alante Finner, guilty of the foul. Jalen Pinkett back in there for Savannah State. That's the first three launched by either team.
There's numbers. This is what LSU needs to do more of right here.
And LSU tries to answer back with a triple of their own.
Good job of pushing the ball in transition. Got a wide open three. Even on the miss, you have a good opportunity at the offensive rebound. So it's a good way to play, especially against a team like Savannah State, who's smaller.
Brian Bridgewater, who could not participate in activities last year because of an NCAA clearinghouse issue, commits the foul.
Everything is going exactly as scripted for Savannah State by Horace Broadnax, the coach. They have driven the ball well. They spent a lot of time this morning in their shoot-around working on just hard drives to the basket, either to get a shot opportunity or to kick the ball out for a three. And Savannah State defensively has rebounded well on the defensive boards. Can't turn it over like that.
And even though he commits the foul there, Joe, I think they're going to call that on Quarterman. That's the difference between Tim Quarterman this year and Tim Quarterman last year. Shot the air ball on that three, but then got a steal and couldn't finish.
He's got a little banged-up hand. His shooting hand's got tape wrapped around it. I think he sprained his wrist a couple of games ago. But Tim Quarterman right there, 55, is from Savannah, Georgia. And Horace Broadnax talked about him a little bit this morning, that he had a chance to watch him grow up and play in high school, and how much improved he was this year. Definitely the most improved player on the LSU team is Tim Quarterman.
Johnny Jones said he was more mature, stronger. Boy, and how about Savannah State continuing to attack? That's Kalen Pinkett.
That's amazing. They practiced that over and over again. The drive to the lane and the backdoor cut on the baseline. They executed that perfectly right there for the easy layup against the LSU defense.
I mean, how about that? Savannah State goes to the press. LSU got a rebound, but they couldn't get it on two stickbacks, and then Mickey is called for between the officials.
Right.
So they had the double personal foul, and they go to the possession area.
That's interesting. And I'm sure that has happened before. I've just not seen it in a basketball game. So a little bit unusual, but we learn something new every day.
The other thing we've learned tonight is that for whatever reason, this pattern of slow LSU starts has continued, despite the fact Johnny Jones was talking about how well they practiced. Shot clock now at 2. Boy, look at that.
Look at the quickness. I'm telling you, the quickness of Savannah State is really bothering LSU early in this first half. Just quick to the ball, quick on the drive, quick to the rebounds. Just LSU's a big team and athletic, but not as quick. And we're seeing that here.
So when you're not as quick, you got to put forth a little more effort.
That's right.
Here's Quarterman. Joe, you're right. They've just not had any sync offensively.
Just a step behind in everything they're doing.
Fans, Tuesday, the SEC ESPN Network brings you a Super Tuesday college basketball doubleheader presented by Creed. Number 1 ranked Kentucky kicks off conference play, welcoming in Ole Miss. Then the Alabama Crimson Tide take on the Texas A&M Aggies at 9. Both games exclusively on the SEC ESPN Network. And watch ESPN. Kentucky coming off that long 9-10 day break after that win over Louisville.
I tell you, they look just unbelievable. They were so incredible defensively against Louisville. Just so long and hard. You can't get anything near the basket against the Cats.
Got to make a trip here to LSU later in the year. That's a game that many people believe that could be one of those landmines in the road for them.
You can see that Savannah State wants to slow the tempo when they get into the half court. They'll explore fast break opportunities early in the possession and then run the shot clock down to the very end. That time right at the shot clock buzzer.
That is the second consecutive possession. The Tigers of Savannah State have taken that shot clock down, but nothing to show for it. Mickey going to work. Martin missed that one. And Mickey will go to the line.
You can see that Johnny Jones talked to his team at the timeout about in the half court getting the ball inside. They reversed the ball, got it into Martin. He missed it right there. He's going to miss this turnaround jumper off the glass. And then Mickey on the weak side gets nice position against the smaller Jamal Norman for Savannah State and gets himself to the foul line. So the height advantage obviously is the strength for LSU, and that's what they're going to try to go to in the half-court offense.
Alante Fenner checks back in. And Joe, LSU has missed the only 2 3-pointers they've taken tonight. And besides that, LSU is 3 of 14 from the field.
Well, therein lies the problem, obviously, but on this end of the floor, they've got to find ways to shut down the ball penetration by the orange shirts because they are quick to the lane.
LSU has now gone almost 4 minutes without a field goal. Broke a scoreless drought of 3.5 minutes with that free throw. And Fenner doing a nice job of getting back on defense.
In the game for Savannah State, number 35,
Brian Pearson checks back into the Savannah State lineup. Sadiq Muhammad checks out. And Mickey misses at close range again.
Point blank range right there. It's just a concentration issue. It's a determination issue. You've got to be determined when you get it in there to get the ball into the basket. And LSU playing a little bit casual here tonight against the heavy underdog Savannah State Tigers.
Fenner had that shot partially blocked. And while Mickey hadn't made any shots, boy, has he gone and gotten some. That's his 9th rebound of the game.
Well, he's a rebounding machine. It's second in the SEC in rebounding right now to Simeon Bowers from Auburn.
Quarterman finally gets the Tigers a basket. It was over 4 minutes that they had gone without a field goal.
Quarterman comes off the bench. He's the 4th leading scorer for LSU, 11 points a game. As we mentioned, a sophomore from Savannah, Georgia, playing his hometown school.
Savannah State has missed its last 3. And LSU trying to get back-to-back baskets for maybe the first time tonight. But Bridgewater lost it. 7 LSU turnovers here in the first half.
You see Savannah State turn down a wide-open 3 right there. The senior, Terrell Hall, he knows his coach wants them to run this shot clock down inside 5 seconds every trip. Unless they get something like that, got to make those if you're Savannah State.
Terrell Hall couldn't get it to go. Nice look inside by Patterson, and Mickey was able to finish.
A great job of running the transition game. They got it quickly up to Patterson on the right side, and Mickey ran the floor beautifully. Touch pass right inside for the dunk.
Pinkett blows by Quarterman, but he got the block from behind. Quarterman got the block. And Patterson
in this basketball game. He's on track for about a 20-plus rebound game if he plays the minutes that he's been playing. And that's another issue that Johnny Jones has been concerned about, is the depth of the LSU team. He's got 4 guys right now that average over 30 minutes a game of playing time. That's a lot of playing time. And he wants to try to develop more guys like Jalen Patterson and Aaron Epps, Ryan Bridgewater off the bench. Already those guys have played some significant minutes in this game.
Epps in there now wearing number 21, and we had gotten an indication that he might very well start this game tonight, but he did not, and getting his first action at the under 8-minute timeout.
Yeah, he's a good-looking freshman out of Ball, Louisiana, Tioga High School up near Alexandria, 6'9", about 210, can really shoot the basketball.
Waterman with a shot clock at 2, and on cue, hello, Aaron Epps.
The way to make us look good, Aaron Epps. We brag on you a little bit, and you step up and get a nice offensive putback. That'll keep you on the floor, by the way, if you make plays like that.
I think that's the first LSU offensive stick back of the night. 8 straight for the Tigers. Quarterman ahead to Jarrell Martin. And Horace Brodnax wants to take a timeout.
For the LSU Tigers, brand new this year, and again, trying to bring those guys in and build the chemistry with the veterans like Jarrell Martin and Jordan Mickey.
Savannah State has missed their last 8 field goal attempts. Jalen Patterson called for the hand check there.
And again, I hate to keep harping on this, but Horace Brodnax, great game plan tonight. Spread the floor. We're not as big as LSU, but we have good quickness, and we're going to drive the big guys hard to the lane. And if we can't make the shot or kick it out for the 3, we try to get to the free throw line, and there they are again. Finner at the line in the bonus. And that's the way Horace Brodnax played.
No, you're right.
Yeah, he was a tremendous guard with quickness. He was from Florida, Central Florida is where he grew up and played high school ball, and went to Georgetown to play for John Thompson. And as we mentioned, on the 1984 national championship team led by the great Patrick Ewing.
The free throw line, the first point for his Savannah State club in over 6.5 minutes. LSU has certainly been more effective tonight when they've been able to get out and run in the open court than when they've had to set up in a half court. That's a nice look. Mickey to Martin.
There you go. You've got size passing to size. 6'8", passing to 6'10". They can see over defenders, make the easier look, just like a big quarterback. A 6'5", 6'6" quarterback can see over the offensive line to find the open receiver. Same principle.
Well, I guess Mickey is going to go for the triple-double tonight. He's only 2 points away from a double-double, and that's his second assist.
Right on.
A young man that's got that kind of talent now.
He really does, no doubt about it. at the quickness here. This is amazing. Look at that. I mean, Hall, the freshman, Terrell Hall just goes right around 6'8" Jordan Mickey and lays it in.
He had it knocked away. And I would say to you, Joe, that as you know, coaches will tell you they will brag about being great copycats. And I'm sure there are other people in the SEC that will look at this tape and see how Savannah State has attacked LSU. And there are very few people, save Kentucky, that could match up with the LSU bigs.
I think because of who the opponent is tonight, and this is not a slight at Savannah State, who's playing very well right now, but I think Johnny Jones wants to challenge his guys to play the man-to-man.
I agree.
And to stay with it. I think in a normal situation against an SEC opponent, he might go to a zone and try to hem up some of those drives and force shots over the top.
And a timeout.
And Villanova had to shoot 75% that night to win by 2 over a great Georgetown team.
Muhammad, who had a lot of success early on, had that one partially blocked. And Mickey going back inside to his friend, Jarrell Martin, who gets the bucket and draws the foul.
No, I'm kidding. Johnny was a really good basketball player. And, of course, you see, longtime assistant to Dale Brown, was on the staff with Dale Brown in 1986 when the Tigers reached the Final Four. Ricky Blanton was the star of that team. Ricky's right to our left. He's the color analyst for the LSU radio network.
And the amazing thing about that was the fact that Johnny Jones was on that staff just 2 years after he stopped playing. There's Martin again.
Jarrell Martin.
LSU has looked so much better when they've been able to get things going in transition, and now they take this big lineup, Joe, and go to a press.
Yeah, exactly. And there you see the length LSU has right there. Hard to pass over and around guys in the full court. So nice switch by Johnny Jones at the timeout to go to the full court pressure, use your length to try to force Savannah State to throw balls over the top and create some turnovers.
Three-pointer won't go for Trayvon Francis.
Savannah State only shooting about 25% from 3. And a zone defense would probably be the way to go, but I do believe Johnny wants to challenge his guys tonight to get down, play good, solid, one-on-one man-to-man defense.
And Jordan Mickey gets that bucket inside, and that gives Mickey a double-double here in the first half.
Here comes the pressure.
Mickey now with 10 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 assists in this game. Man, is he impressive. And this will be impressive. How about the reaction from those kids? 21-4, the LA. Quarterman's got a bucket. Epps has got a bucket.
And Keith Hornsby, who did not score, played the first 6 minutes of the half, is on the bench with 2 fouls, so we haven't seen much of him. He is the third leading scorer on this LSU team. They would trap when they cross half court. One trap back to the man-to-man. And you've got a mismatch right here. This is a 6'1 guard against a 6'10 forward. Good job by Martin. See how he kept him in front of him, didn't allow him to go around him. So nice job by the 6'10 hybrid forward, if you will, and Jarrell Martin guarding the quick senior Terrell Hall.
And I agree with your analysis earlier. This is one of those teachable moment things that you coaches talk about is, you know, there's going to be a time when Martin's going to have to guard somebody like that.
That's exactly right.
Shot clock did not reset. It's at 10.
LSU doing a better job containing the dribbles, keeping the ball out of the lane. Those are the shots they want, and a good job there by Monte Finner to knock down a big 3 for the Savannah State Tigers.
And that's the first 3 made by either club here in the first half. And Quarterman with a strong drive to the basket.
This is a diamond press. It's a 1-2-1-1 full court press, looking to get 2 traps and do that right there out of the steal.
Quarterman couldn't handle it. And LSU has made 10 of the last 11 shots they've taken. And that's because They've all been from pretty close like that.
You have your biggest guy up on the ball at the point of the press. That's Jarrell Martin. He's 6'10", hard to throw over him. And then you have your other big, the shot blocker, Jordan Mickey, back as the goaltender in the press to protect against anything going to the basket.
That allows the three guys in the middle, Quarterman, Patterson, and Gray, to maybe take some chances. Comes off the leg of Quarterman. Nice execution on the inbound play. Gets Fenner an easy one.
LSU worked on that today in the walkthrough, and they actually gave up a layup on their second string in the walkthrough this morning, just like they did right there. I like Terrell Hall, the senior, the young man with the ball, number 22. Very mature, good leader out on the floor. This is a very young Savannah State team, a lot of freshmen and sophomores, but Hall is kind of the stabilizing influence out front for the Tigers.
Clock at 4. Muhammad lost it on the way up. And LSU will have a chance for one shot. And right there, Martin returns the favor, getting it to Jordan Mickey. It was Mickey who had gotten it at least a couple of times to Martin. And so the two bigs keep feeding each other.
Yeah, they really work well together in that high-low. When they get it up top, throw it down low to the big guy, and get the easy basket.
Jarrell Martin with 13, but it's Jordan Mickey with 12 points and 11 rebounds to lead the LSU comeback. It's 31-25, time for the state.
One-on-one defense is the key. That's the one thing Johnny Jones wrote on the grease board in the locker room, is we have got to shut down one-on-one drives by Savannah State and help each other out better in team defense.
Hall, Pinkett, Norman, Muhammad, and DeMarcus Bryant. Vastly different five than the five that started the game for Savannah State to get things going. And now Mickey gets in on the block party.
Savannah State went right inside to the low post in their first half-court set. You are not going to shoot the ball over Jordan Mickey. Top shot blocker in the league, one of the top shot blockers in America, over 200 in his career. And you can't take it down low unless you're a big guy in the 6'10", 6'11 range.
Boy, and Martin tried to throw it to Mickey on the post-up, and he threw it all the way to the rim.
Keith Hornsby back in the game. We'll get a chance to see him. 2 quick fouls got him to the bench in the first half.
Hornsby, Quarterman, Martin, Mickey, and Gray in there for LSU. Shot clock at 4.
LSU got the shot they wanted. Keep the ball out of the lane, force the shots over the top of the defense, and then control the defensive backboard. That's the game plan in the second half for the LSU Tigers.
I think that's a pretty good game plan as well, Joe.
And then on the offensive end, what do? You got the size advantage. Take it right down low to your big guys.
How about Jamal Norman taking it right to the rim and blowing past everybody?
Quarterman has really improved his shooting. Struggled from the outside last year as a freshman. It's amazing the difference a year makes. A year of maturity and experience. Shoot the ball better. You're more comfortable, more confident. And that's very much the case with the sophomore from Savannah, Georgia, Tim Quarterman.
And, Joe, that jump shot by Quarterman was LSU's first basket outside the paint.
How about that? That's why I bring you on trips like this, to kind of keep us enlightened.
Boy, how about DeMarcus Bryant? Savannah State continues to have all kinds of success, just spreading it out and driving it to the rim. Hornsby Missed on the three. LSU still without a three. Next time down, he gets the rebound and an assist.
LSU's a good transition team. Quick guards and big men who can run the floor. And that time Hornsby got the rebound and just blew it right down the middle of the court and turned it to his teammate Josh Gray for the easy layup.
Joe, we've just gotten word that South Carolina has closed out a 64-60 win over Iowa State, I believe ranked number 9.
Ninth in the nation, Iowa State. Fred Hoiberg, the coach, and that game was on a neutral court in New York. That is a huge win for Frank Martin and South Carolina, as well as the SEC. Another signature win for the SEC.
In the last 10 minutes of the first half tonight, after a slow start, they scored 25. So in the last 10 minutes, last cumulative 20 minutes of their last two first halves, LSU have scored 55 of their 80 points. With the fairgrounds being just up the road in New Orleans, they are not getting out of the gate well.
The great Kent Lowe, the LSU, legendary LSU men's basketball SID, would like that comment.
Legendary.
Legendary is an understatement for the great Kent Lowe.
Gray, nice look. Boy, when he has taken the opportunity to penetrate, they've been a much better offensive team.
And you know, Dave, in the first half of the 14 LSU field goals, 11 assists created those 14 field goals. So that's a very high percentage of assists to field goals. And you see why. LSU passing the ball well. Johnny Jones today talked about how the team was coming together, looking for one another, trying to be a complete team.
Three-pointer won't fall, and then another rebound for Mickey. Ball knocked out of bounds. And LSU looking to extend an 8-point lead when they dish and dunk.
Right there, South Carolina winning in New York on a neutral floor tonight against number 9 Iowa State. A huge win. LSU, of course, won at West Virginia, their only loss of the season. A lot of really good wins. Ole Miss won at Oregon. Arkansas won at SMU. Vanderbilt beat Purdue. Georgia has some real signature wins. Great win by Georgia the other night at Kansas State. So SEC basketball is on the rise.
And how about Jarrell Martin stepping out? And the big fella getting LSU its first triple in 6 tries.
You know, Jarrell Martin started the year 1 of 19 from 3. Since then, with that 3 there, he's made 7 of his last 10. He's a 6'10 player who can step out on the floor and shoot the basketball.
And the point you were making is a good one. Officials are sensitive to it because the people that govern basketball have said we need to be sensitive to it.
Absolutely. Anytime there's elbows or, physical force to the face above the shoulders, you have to be concerned and make sure that they maintain the safety of the players. That's the number one objective in college basketball, and especially by the officials.
Savannah State had that big advantage in terms of forcing turnovers early in this game, and you saw that now each team has committed 11.
There's the high-low right there. Great job defensively by Savannah State. 3 orange shirts dug down and got that ball away from Mickey and then ran it down the other way for an easy layup. That's the area that LSU has got to improve, is the defensive end of the floor and their transition defensively. There's a second layup there.
Mickey got 2 blocks in 1 possession, number 2 and 3 on the night.
Well, he's the great equalizer. Ooh. Savannah State gets it down the floor quickly and gets 2 looks right there. He gets a piece of that one, and then the second shot, he knocked that out. 2 blocks in the same possession to keep the ball away from the rim.
16 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 blocks for Jordan Mickey.
Pretty good night for the sophomore.
Pretty good week for some guys. Gray comes out of there with it.
Threw it to the wrong man. He had Keith Hornsby on the right side. If he'd have given it to the player on the right, he'd have had an easy layup, Josh Gray. That's the decision that a point guard makes in transition when you have numbers, is who is the right person to throw the ball to give the receiver the easiest look at the basket. And that time he threw it to Quarterman, who had a defender standing right in front of him.
Tough leaner by Martin.
Martin's got a lot of game, Dave. He can score a lot of different ways. Inside with his 6'10 frame. He might be 6'11. Ricky Blanton was telling me that today, the former LSU star that is the LSU analyst on the radio network for them. And he thinks Martin's closer to 6'11, legitimate.
Boy, he's got great hands, Joe. He's able to create space and go in and create that contact without creating a foul situation.
Exactly. Uses his body so well, and he's smart. He knows how to play the game. A lot of big guys struggle with the intellectual side of basketball, but not Jarrell Martin. You can tell he's been taught well. He gets it. Knows how to use the talent that he has.
Right there, he plays defense, and Mickey helped him out on the backside as he got his 4th block of the night. Shot clock at 5. And that was another fearless drive by Trayvon Francis.
Spent a lot of time working on the backdoor cuts from the baseline, did Savannah State today, and that time executed it for the easy one.
Speaking of easy,
yep,
that's what Mickey made that one look like.
And Johnny Jones has done a really good job on his side of the floor of making LSU get that basketball down low and take advantage of the size inside.
Boy, Fenner goes right to the rim. Hello.
It's starting to look like an AAU game here a little bit. Up and down, up and down. Not a lot of defense here. Here comes the full court pressure. Savannah State has attacked it and shot layups at the other end.
Just about turned it over there. Whitley Carter, 5'9", 145, sophomore from Douglasville, Georgia, wearing number 3 in there for the first time for Savannah State. As Fenner draws the bump.
Martin was guarding the 5'9" point guard out front and then stopped under the basket when he cut through and blocked the shot into the goal. Martin scores 25 tonight. He will retake the lead in the scoring battle, and he has it.
He has 20.
He has 20 right now, so we'll keep an eye on that.
Now let me ask you this, though,
yes,
Professor.
Yes, sir.
Doesn't Jordan Mickey affect the bell curve on this, too?
Well, there's no doubt about that. I mean, there are a lot of guys that I left off of that top 5. There's so many good players in the SEC. Jordan Mickey could be on there. Absolutely. Charles Mann could be on there from Georgia. Just thinking off the top of my head, there are so many good ones. South Carolina's playing awfully well right now.
That's a good problem to have.
Yeah, KT Harrell at Auburn, as I mentioned earlier.
14 LSU turnovers, but they've come back to force a dozen.
And it's KT Harrell, excuse me.
That's right. No, you're fine. Thank you.
We messed that up last year. Found out this year, after a full year of calling him KT Harrell, that his true pronunciation is Harrell. Even the Auburn people did not know that.
Well, and that's the second place that's happened in the league, because Courtney Roberson was Roberson for a whole season,
and now it's Roberson.
Roberson, that's good. And that's okay.
Yeah.
We aim to please.
That's right. 21 for Martin. We keep an eye. If he hits 25, he will retake the scoring lead in the Southeastern Conference over KT Harrell, the senior at Auburn.
And he is 3 boards away from joining Jordan Mickey in the double-double category.
I'll tell you what, it's going to be a heck of a matchup when Kentucky comes in here in February with those bigs at Kentucky and Martin and Mickey going head-to-head. I'm going to look forward to that one.
12-point margin ties LSU's biggest lead against a Savannah State team that's only won 3 games, but they have been game tonight. That right there by Alante Fenner.
They've done that all night, driving it to the lane, getting the ball into the basket, creating layups. Nice job tonight by Horace Broadnax. Undermanned team, young team, 10th game on the road for their squad, and they have played extremely well and very competitive here.
Boy, and they do not hesitate now. That's Terrell Hall.
And Horace Broadnax talked about Terrell Hall, his leadership and maturity, but they are just trying to get to MEAC conference play. And all of these guaranteed games that they play on the road will get them tough because nobody in their conference is going to be as good as some of the power conference teams that they play in the non-conference.
And while Horace Broadnax didn't say it, what we've seen tonight does not look like the preseason 7th place pick in the MEAC.
No, absolutely. I would agree. He's an outstanding coach. Again, I mentioned 2012. He won the MEAC championship, got upset in the conference tournament, but played in the NIT. These are tough jobs. These lower Division I's that don't have limited resources, have to go on the road to earn guaranteed money to support their program.
Marcus Bryant called for the foul. And that'll put Jarrell Martin back at the free throw line. 23 now on the night. And he's a perfect 4 of 4 from the stripe.
Comes into the game shooting just under 75%. That's an excellent number for a player of his size.
Boy, Savannah State just dribbling right through LSU defenders. Quarterman fouled Muhammad from behind, or else Savannah State would have had another easy basket.
When they watch the film, Johnny Jones is going to say, Tim, you can't reach in for those passes. You have to move your body into position to prevent that pass. That's how you play defense in the team concept.
Mickey with another block. I believe that's his 5th. But the Tigers give it away. And how about DeMarcus Bryant knocking down the jumper?
Outstanding. Great steal. The quickness again has bothered LSU all night. And the wide open three-point shot. Look at that quickness again. Number 11, Trayvon Francis, the freshman out of Covington, Georgia.
So I'm not sure whether they called that a 2 or a 3, but Anthony Jordan signaled over to the table where they'll go take a look at it, the next dead ball, to confirm exactly what it was.
And that's good officiating.
No question. How about Mickey again?
Yeah, they can't. Savannah State just doesn't have the personnel to stop Mickey or Terrell Martin inside. Jarrell Martin, I should say.
Boy, is Hall quick.
He had 24 points earlier this year against Jacksonville State. Lone senior, as I mentioned, in the rotation of this team.
15 points on 7 of 12 shooting.
Yeah, he is super quick.
And that guy is super good.
Yes, he is. And they're going to him almost every trip. The offense is running through Mickey in the low post or the high-low with he and Martin.
22 points for Jordan Mickey. He is 10 of 12 from the field. Having a monster night. And that was an impressive play by Sadiq Muhammad.
Sadiq Muhammad is biggest player on this squad, 6'7", 210. He's a local guy from Savannah Johnson High School. And he plays a little stufferino for the Tigers of Savannah State University.
We've had a bunch of stufferino tonight.
We have. We hadn't played a string of music yet, though.
There's not been a lot of them.
Not been a lot of them. You're exactly right, Dave Baker.
There's a guy that could play it.
Matter of fact, there's only been 2 3-point shots in the entire game. Keith Hornsby back. Been well documented, of course. He is the son of Grammy Award-winning singer Bruce Hornsby.
We asked Johnny Jones, like many teams, they went and visited a hospital here recently, and we asked him about his musical abilities. He just took a shot to the eye. That was unintended, but I mean, he took one to the eye. And Johnny said, for a musician, he's a really good basketball player.
he took a finger right into the eye right there.
That's just right, right before that.
Basketball play, of course, unintentional, part of the game, but
he's all right. He says, I'm all right.
He'll shake it off. He's a tough kid, really tough kid. He's the third leading scorer on this team. Does not have a point in this game. He's got foul trouble early in the game, as we mentioned.
Got a twin brother that runs track at Oregon.
Right.
And when you run track at Oregon, you could run.
You think? You think Oregon has a good track program?
Quarterman. And there is Jordan Mickey, who kept it alive. And it pays off for Brian Bridgewater.
You know, you mentioned track at Oregon. Keith Hornsby's brother runs there. One of the greatest sporting events I ever saw was in the early 70s, right here on this campus at LSU. They had the NCAA track and field championships, and I'll never forget watching Steve Prefontaine run the distance for Oregon.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that's been a long time ago.
That's one I hadn't heard. That would have been something. Mickey and Martin have more than lived up to the billing as they have taken over here in the second half. But I'll tell you, Savannah State's hung around a lot longer than I think people gave them credit for.
They've played well tonight.
They have.
I have been very impressed with Savannah State's effort, energy, the game plan that Horace Broadnax brought today. We watched them go through that this morning in the walkthrough. They've played the LSU Tigers very tough here tonight in Baton Rouge. Mickey with David Patrick, the assistant head coach here at LSU.
I believe that was Eric Musselman on the other side.
That is correct.
Two outstanding additions to Johnny Jones' staff.
Eric Musselman, of course, the son of former Minnesota coach Bill Musselman back in the day. Charlie Leonard also on that staff at LSU, former head coach at Christian Brothers.
Boy, look at those numbers.
Nice. How about that? That's a talent right there, ladies and gentlemen. A 6'10 guy that catches it in the post, eyes in the back of his head, finds his teammate wide open on the other side of the lane for the easy layup.
Every time LSU has come down and done that, though, except when they've gotten in transition, just like right there, Savannah State showed a lot of poise and come back down and just kind of stuck to what they do.
Jamal Norman, another freshman. A lot of good-looking young players on this Savannah State team. Played extremely hard here tonight. Love the game plan. It's been very effective, and they're hanging in.
Waterman just decided he was going to take it because nobody was going to come out and challenge him. Just the second three-pointer of the night for LSU. As we're under 6 minutes to play at the Maravich Assembly Center. Martin, how about the big fella leading the break?
Pretty obvious he's a talent, no doubt. You got a 6'10 guy who can run the fast break like that, shoot threes, dunk, block shots. He's got the whole package. He was one of the top 10 high school players in the country, coming out of Madison Prep right here in Baton Rouge, local product. And he is a guy who's got a bright future in this game.
Boy, that was an outstanding pass from Hall, but they couldn't handle it. And it'll be LSU ball. Tune in as the SEC Network brings you a rewind of a great SEC basketball game. Elston Turner leads A&M into Rupp Arena and puts up 40 for the Aggies for their first road win as a member of the SEC. SEC Rewind 2013, Texas A&M at Kentucky, Sunday night at 10 on the SEC ESPN Network and on Watch ESPN.
You know, I did that game that day when Elston Turner had 40 points. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Kentucky was ranked 1. Right? Because we were all marveling at the fact that Texas A&M's very first year in the SEC, they went to Alabama ranked number 1 and won in football.
That's right.
Went to Kentucky ranked number 1 and won in basketball. That's kind of amazing.
Nice play by the Tigers of Savannah State as Norman scores off the break, and Horace Broadnax wants to take a quick time.
Thursday night, that's a tough place to play. Missouri's a little down, I get it, but it's always a tough place to play, and then come right back at home on Saturday and play a Georgia Bulldog team who's very, very good, coming off a big win at Kansas State.
Agreed. How about that? Gray put that one up around the top of the square, and Martin took care of it. Yikes. Mohammed draws the foul.
Well, Josh Gray is the point guard. Number 5, the junior college All-American, just throws it right to the rim. Now, he knows he's got a 6'10 player behind the defense. Their orange shirts cannot see him. And he also knows that when he throws it to the rim, there's only one guy down there that can get it, and that's number 1 in the white. Smart play by Gray. Nice finish by Jarrell Martin.
Muhammad can't get the free throw to go. And that's just the 3rd free throw taken by Savannah State this half.
LSU has done a better job defensively this half, shutting down drives, helping each other out. They've dominated the backboards in the game, of course, and they've kept Savannah State off the free throw line. So mission accomplished here in the second half by Johnny Jones' team and the adjustments that he and his staff made at halftime.
There you see the numbers when LSU busts the 65-point mark. As we say in the South, that's pretty good, 10-0. I would say. Gray got out of control and threw it away. Turnovers have not been
from the start of the season on the offensive end.
LSU tonight has 24 assists on their 32 field goals. And those 24 assists, Joe, tie the most in the Johnny Jones era.
How about that? And Johnny would like that because he was an assist leader here at LSU when he was a player.
What's our buddy Cliff Ellis talk about all the time? Share the sugar.
LSU getting some
whistle underneath. John Odo, 6'10", 245 senior out of Lagos, Nigeria. Just checked in. Whistled for the foul.
Martin and Mickey on the bench now. They'll
say they're done.
They're done for the evening. Great night for those two guys.
Mickey had the double-double at halftime. Martin got it shortly thereafter. They put in some work. Mickey, 24 points, 14 boards. Martin, 26 points and 8 rebounds. He would have gotten that double-double if he'd missed any shots.
Quarterman now running the point. He actually started the year last year as a freshman as the starting point guard for Johnny Jones' team. And then eventually Anthony Hickey took that job over. Anthony Hickey has transferred to Oklahoma State. And Josh Gray has come in to be the point guard this year for LSU.
Hornsby got his own miss. Gives the Tigers a fresh shot clock. Now, there might be a time, due to foul trouble, illness, injury, that Quarterman might have to step out there at the point.
Absolutely.
But you want to talk about creating some matchup problems for people. If you could put somebody like Quarterman out there at the point with Martin and Mickey inside,
you'd have a big, big team. Wow. Great pass by Alante Finner. Right to the rim. No quit in this team.
Sadiq Muhammad finished it. And they have just kept attacking.
Fouls number 4, Sadiq Muhammad.
Quarterman needs a minute. I think he might have. I don't know if he hit that thumb again. You know, he had that tape on that thumb in the first half, and now he doesn't have it on there.
I think that's what it was.
And I believe the training staff might say that's why you got that tape on there.
Yeah. He took it off at halftime. It looks like he got hit right on that right thumb. There's the pain. LSU with longtime trainer Sean Eddy taking a look at it. He does a great job for the Tigers.
Patterson got it inside. Benner had it blocked by Hornsby.
Getting a little sloppy here late. Trying to get to the finish line here, Dave.
Yes, they are.
Jalen Patterson, the freshman from Alpharetta, Georgia, played high school ball at Montverde Academy in Florida. He was a teammate last year of Ben Simmons, the #1 rated high school prospect in the country who has signed to play here at LSU next year.
And, of course, the program that 2 years ago produced Dakari Johnson. And LSU on its way to its 8th straight win. Longest winning streak in the Johnny Jones era.
Well, 3rd year for Johnny Jones here at his alma mater. Clearly his best team. His team now is going to get his 11th win of the year. Signature win at West Virginia. 8th in a row, as you mentioned, Dave. And heading into SEC play at Missouri on Thursday night.
Into the ball game, number 10.
And that is exactly what this entire pre-conference deal is all about, as you take a look at those career block numbers, and that shows you just what kind of impact Jordan Mickey has made in such a short period of time.
Well, he's a phenomenal shot blocker. He's not even close to the guy at the top there.
No.
That guy was pretty good.
Yeah.
The Shaq man.
Bridgewater had it blocked, but there was no stopping the Tigers. Nice finish by Muhammad, but it's LSU getting its 11th win, 8 in a row against just 2 losses.